I know what you're thinking. Jack, why are you hanging out in a random corridor next to the gents' toilets? Well, it's not what you think. It's because behind this door here is not one, but two brand new cars, the new BMW M3 and the new BMW M4. And what I wanted to do was give you the full slow burn reveal so you could see the cars as we walk into the studio from afar and then when we get up close, because let me tell you, there's quite a lot to take in. Come on, through here. Now, mind yourself on the lights and wires and everything, but there they are, look. Perhaps not quite what you were expecting, was it? The M3 competition over there, the M4 competition over here. And yes, we are going to start by talking about the front ends of these cars. It's bound to dominate the conversation around them. This one over here, not so much of a surprise. We've seen the cooking versions of the 4 Series with its enormous new double kidney vertical grille. So, of course, they're going to put a more aggressive version of it on the new M4. This, however, is a bit more of a surprise that they've taken that front end and grafted it onto the 3 Series, because with the standard versions of the 3 Series Saloon, you get that smaller, more conservative grille. Yeah, 2 things I would say. The first is that with a number plate across the middle, it really does break up that grille. It doesn't look quite as in your face and aggressive and as alarming as you might think. And the second is, well, these are M cars. They're inherently aggressive machines. The type of person that buys one of these probably isn't going to be a wallflower. If you are an M3 customer, you're probably going to want your neighbour to know you bought the fast one. Moving on. The profiles of both 3 and 4 are familiar, but enhanced with properly swollen wheel arches, side seals that aren't messing around, staggered alloys, 19s at the front, 20s at the back, aero-optimised wing mirrors, and a carbon fibre roof as standard. Sorry, no sunroofs here. Around the back, there's these 4 Gatling gun tailpipes with hidden flaps to keep the volume in line with your chosen driving mode. It does look good from the back, doesn't it? Say what you want about that grille, the proportions are spot on. Under here though is the bit we care about most, a brand new 3-litre twin turbo straight 6 producing 503 brake horsepower in the M3 and M4 competitions. That's 60 horsepower more than you got in the old M3 and M4 comp. It produces 100 Newton meters more torque. It revs 1,000 RPM higher, with the red line now at 7,200 RPM. 0 to 62, 3.9 seconds, whichever model you go for. Top speed, 155 miles an hour, or 180 miles an hour if you pay BMW a little bit of extra money. Now, there will be a non-competition version with a measly 473 horsepower, but interestingly, that model won't be sold in the UK, and that is the only car that is offered with a manual gearbox. So if you're in the UK, it's auto only. And we do mean auto, because no more twin clutch DCT gearboxes here. This is a tuned version of the 8-speed ZF Auto. Please address all hate mail to BMW UK. And there's more surprises, because from next summer, the M3 and M4 will be offered with 4-wheel drive for the first time. Sacrilege? Perhaps not. Traction will clearly be on another level, and don't worry, there will be a rear-wheel drive only mode when you turn the DSC off completely. Also working away underneath you are adaptive dampers, 10-stage traction control so you can choose how sideways you want to be, and a braking system with 2-stage selectable pedal feel. Carbon ceramic discs are optional and denoted by gold calipers, as are carbon bucket seats. Get both and you can shave off 25 kilograms. There's also the option of semi-slicks if you plan on taking your car to a track. The interior is pretty much what you'd expect from an M3, that is to say a standard 3 Series, but with a smattering of red highlights all over it, like these M shortcut buttons on the wheel, the plus and minus on these gorgeous carbon fibre blade paddles behind the wheel, the stitching on the gear lever down here, and these buttons on the centre console. And then you've got lashings of carbon fibre everywhere. A special mention must go to the M Pro carbon bucket seats here, which look absolutely gorgeous. Don't judge me, I quite like the 2-tone leather as well. They're fully electrically controlled and not nearly as uncomfortable to sit in as they look, as long as you got your love handles in check. This is, though, a fiercely complicated car. There are many, many modes to play with. You cannot criticise BMW for lack of configurability, but be warned, you will need a full day in this car on your own to figure out how all the driving modes work. This car also takes bragging to your mates in the pub to the next level, with 2 modes in particular. The first is called M Lap Timer, and the second, M Drift Analyzer. Yeah, that's not going to end well, is it? The old M3 was a bit of a spiky customer, beloved by the type of people who like to wear their racing boots to bed. It's unclear whether BMW have completely rounded off those edges on these new cars, but with so much extra torque and power, it's unlikely to be a shrinking violet, which is just as well, because prices are going to start from around £75,000, just under 75 for the M3, just over 75 for the M4 competition, which is quite a lot of money. But no matter, because I've saved the best piece of news for last. BMW has confirmed that for the first time it will be producing a touring or estate version of the M3. So personally, I'm going to be waiting 2 years so I can take my dog along for the ride.